Hey guys, Richard Blaine here. Happy 2015. I want to wish everybody a happy new year. It's good to see all of you. I know I've been away for a while. I had family staying with me for about the last 3 months, and so I decided to take the holiday season off, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's, have a little sabbatical, recharge my batteries, because content creating and scheduling can sometimes burn you out a little bit. I had a good time, and now I'm back to cook for you guys. I hope all of you have a healthy, happy, and prosperous 2015. It's good to be back. It's good to see all of you. I received a request while I was on my little sabbatical. One of my friends, Morella Blaze, in England, was telling me that it was getting rather cold in England, and it's getting rather cold here in Vegas too. And she said, "Richard, make me some chicken soup." So I told her the very first dish I make on the new year, in the new year, will be chicken soup. So that's what I'm making today. I'm making Jewish-style chicken soup in the Jewish penicillin method, that I call it, that I learned how to make. Okay, Jewish penicillin will warm you up, help you break a cold, help you break from the cold. The way I make it is a little bit different than you might have seen in other places, but I'm sure you'll enjoy it. So as usual with YouTube, we're back. Let's get going, and I'll see you on the other side. Now, naturally, the first order of business, clean your chicken, rinse it off. Make sure it's absolutely clean inside and out. Okay, I also cut away any excess fat that's flapping around either in the front or the back of the chicken. Okay, put it in your stock pot. Most people have a 5.5 quart stock pot, so you'll end up covering the chicken with about 4 quarts of water, 3.5, 4. Okay, I'm using an 8-quart stock pot. I have my chicken covered in a gallon of water. Okay, get that chicken clean. Get it in the pot, okay? Add about a tablespoon of kosher salt, okay? Bring the water to a boil, and then bring it down to a simmer. Okay, I have it on a real slow simmer here. And you're going to notice that this scummy, foamy stuff shows up, okay? And you're going to want to get rid of that, okay? Using a spoon, get it close to the side as possible. Scoop that foam up and put it in another receptacle. You don't want any of this foamy, scuzzy stuff. Okay, whatever water you take out of the soup, replace in here with hot water. Don't throw cold water in here. You'll bring the temperature of the water down. It's like starting from scratch. It'll end up toughening up the meat. Okay, but you want all this foam out. Okay, so you scoop this foam out, which I'm going to do here. Clean up the water a bit, and we're going to move on to the next step. I got most of the foam and scuzzy stuff out, but you see, it keeps on coming back, and that's okay. The major part of that scummy stuff is done. The rest of this is going to come out when we strain the stock through a strainer. Now, most people, when they make chicken soup, they will only do this stage right here. Okay, they'll simmer the chicken, and then remove the chicken and remove the meat, and what they have is a broth. Okay, we are not going to make a broth. We're going to do something stronger. We're going to make a stock. Okay, I'm going to let this chicken, this is a 5-pound chicken, I'm going to simmer it at roughly this rate for about 2 hours. And while I do, I'm going to start adding in my vegetables. Okay? The recipe will be in the description box. Okay? You can find the measurements in the description box. You can modify those measurements any way you know how. Okay? But we're going to put in some carrot. Okay? And we're going to put in some celery, leaf and all. Okay? Clean the celery. It gets a little dirty. Clean the celery. Okay? There you go. Some veggies going in. Here's something you don't usually see in chicken soup, but believe me, it's delicious. Parsnip. Okay? Adds fantastic flavor. Parsnips. Okay? And a couple of bay leaves. Something else you don't usually see in chicken soup. Okay. Now, for a little spiciness, okay, because chicken soup is a great meal, and you hear people calling it Jewish penicillin, and there's a reason. When you have a cold, one of the ways you get over the cold is from all the nutrients in the vegetables, the meat, the bones, okay, in the chicken, and a little bit of heat. Not bad heat, warmth. Some black peppercorns, okay? A little bit of garlic, something that you don't often see, in chicken soup. And no, it will not overpower this recipe. Trust me, I've been making this recipe this way for a long, long time. It is packed with flavor. Okay, some ginger. And no, this isn't going to be Southeast Asian flavors. Okay, ginger, a lot of people don't know this, but ginger in Chinese herbal medicine, ginger is used to make your heart expand and contract to its fullest dimensions, which means that when it does, your circulation is going to improve. And in Chinese herbal medicine, they use ginger for people with sluggish circulation, because when the heart expands and contracts at its fullest rate, you will get circulation to the end of your extremities, to the tips of your fingers and the tips of your toes. And that's why I add it to the chicken soup. And no, in this recipe, you will not be gingered out. Just trust me, you will not be gingered out. Okay? It's done for the sweat effect along with the black peppercorn. All right? Also, some parsley. Got to have the parsley. Get it in there. Get it in there. All right? There you go. Get it to wilt in there. Watch your measurements because you don't want any simmerovers. Okay? And then one of my favorite things in the world, fresh dill. Okay? If you can't find fresh dill to make chicken soup, that's all right. Dry dill is good too. Okay? Dry dill is good. Now I'm going to bring this up to a medium simmer. Okay? I'm going to bring this up to a medium simmer. There's a lot going on in here. I'm going to bring this up to a medium simmer. And I'm going to put the lid on. Now, if you don't happen to have a stock pot with that little weeper to allow the steam pressure to escape, just tilt your lid. The chicken soup has been simmering now for 3 hours. At 90 minutes, I took out the vegetables, which, yeah, there you are. Anyway, at 90 minutes, I took out the vegetables. I set them aside. I'm going to let them cool, and then I'm going to chop them up into manageable pieces for the soup bowls, okay? Right now, 3 hours done. The chicken is finished, okay? It's tender. It's falling off the bone. But what I want you to look at, really, I'm going to put it underneath, is look at the color of that stock, okay? Actually, this is the broth. This is not the stock. But look at the color, okay? It's very rich. It's very velvety. And we're not done yet because I'm going to let this cool, and I'm going to remove the chicken, and then I'm going to strain the broth, remove the meat from the chicken, and we're going to move on to the second step that makes a really good fortified stock. This 3 hours is up, okay, and I have my concentrated broth, and I just strained it into a smaller pot. Okay, so the broth is concentrated, and I'm going to make it even more concentrated. But I strained it through this fine, fine mesh sieve, and you see all the extra stuff that I couldn't get out with the tongs. Okay, now what I'm going to do with this broth is I'm going to taste sample it, and I'm going to adjust the salt in it. And then I'm going to remove the meat from the chicken, from the carcass, and I'm going to set it aside, and then the bones of the carcass are going back in here. I'll add a little additional water if necessary, and we'll continue on the second step of simmering for about an hour with the carcass in there to make our fortified stock. Now, I've adjusted the flavor of this broth with a little bit of salt. It needed a little more salt. And I brought it up to a quick boil, and then I brought it down to a simmer, as you see. And what I'm going to do right now is the major bones of the carcass are going back into this broth to be simmered for about another hour. Cartilage, knuckles, okay, just the major bones, a couple of small neck pieces, okay, leg, wishbone, okay, some ribs, larger bones, larger pieces of cartilage going back in, okay, and they're going to simmer for another hour. Okay, they're going to simmer for another hour and turn this broth into a fortified stock. All right, guys, so here's the chicken all shredded up, and here's the vegetables all cut up into manageable pieces. And I've got about another 30 minutes of simmering left to do with the bones in the broth. And then I'm going to build a bowl of chicken soup, Jewish penicillin. Hang on tight. Look at the color of this stock, okay? This isn't a broth. This is a chicken stock. Look at the color. It's deep, it's golden, it's loaded with the nutrients of the vegetables, calcium from the bones, warmth from the ginger, some spice from the pepper, things that'll make you sweat, things that'll keep you warm when it's cold and break a cold when you have a cold. Jewish penicillin, okay? What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to cook me a matzah ball, and then I'm going to put a bowl together and let you see what it looks like. I just wanted you to see the velvety nature of this stock. There it is, guys, okay? Jewish style chicken soup, Jewish penicillin, chicken, vegetables, and a lovely gigantic matzah ball right in the middle. If it's cold outside by you, this is going to warm you up. If you have a cold, this is Jewish penicillin. This will help you break your cold, break a sweat, and get back on your feet to do what you need to do. Okay? I'm glad you stopped by to watch this video. I want to welcome you once again to 2015. I hope we all have a very happy and healthy new year, and thank you for stopping by. Hey guys, Richard Blaine here. Thanks for stopping by my Easy Cooking channel tonight. I hope you were in the mood for some chicken soup, some Jewish penicillin. This stuff is really delicious, okay? Easy to make. It takes a few hours, but gosh, it's so well worth it. I want to thank you for stopping by. Once again, I want to welcome you to 2015. And I'm sorry I've been away for so long, but it's time to get back on track, okay? I'll see you guys on the other side. Take care.